It should be a great crowd and a great game. Yeah, Sue's got a little sore knee, but he should be back on his normal routine.
How did it feel to get some guys back in practice? You have Lavonte.
Yeah, it was great. They look good, and obviously the guys that stepped in did a hell of a job. So now they got to live up to their standard.
Coach, who's jumping out at you on film when you watch the Saints?
The entire defense. This is by far the best 11 that we've faced this year. Front seven, DeMario Davis, one of the best there is. Same with Cam Jordan. So this is a big physical defense with a great secondary. So, yeah, the defense steps up. Their special teams are outstanding, and they're a challenge. Offensively, Galloway, but it all starts with 41. You got to stop 41. And, if Alvin's running around, we got problems.
You told us after the game, after Sunday's game, he's good to go. You think he'll be good?
You got to wait and see. Feeling good to go and running as a corner, that's two different things.
Coach, you say stop 41. Is that a little easier said than done?
Yeah, very much so. He's a handful, and as a runner and a receiver, but more so as a receiver, because he is a mismatch on everybody.
A lot like Tom going back to New England. Obviously, a lot of guys in this defense know Jameis well. To see what he's done this year is 13 touchdowns against 3 picks. What are the differences you see in him from the guy you had here in 19?
Probably throwing it 15 times less a game. They're playing with the lead, and we didn't have very many leads back then, so we had to throw it, and so yeah, he's playing very, very well at the position.
Coach, they're coming off a Monday night game and traveling. Any advantage for you there?
It's a little bit. They're going to be psyched up. It's an afternoon game, 4 o'clock, so they get a little more time. But all of us are used to those kind of things, and it does affect Wednesday's practice, and so no, if there's an advantage, it won't be during the game. It'll be just during the preparation.
It's shocking, like you mentioned, it looks like their offense obviously runs through Kamara, right? Which is different than Bruce was there. But Jameis, you had him for 1 year. Is there any advantage defensively and sort of understanding the quarterback that you're going against a little better than some?
I think there's a yes and a no. If it was running this offense, you'd know what he would expect more. He's in a totally different offense and sat behind Drew for a year. Obviously, learned a lot, and he's playing the quarterback position. I think at a very high level right now.
Bruce, your defensive line, you have so many veteran guys in that group. I want to ask you about Will Golston and just what he's brought to that front.
Oh, just steady, solid, but excellent play. He's a veteran leader. He plays with a lot of physicality, and he's around the quarterback more than most people think.
Bruce, you got these guys who are mattered in the postseason, obviously, and had a great game on the Super Bowl. But in the regular season, they won like 5 in a row. You weren't part of all of those. What's been the constant? Has it been the defense primarily?
Turnovers. When you look at our 2 games, we turned it over, they scored. In playoff game, they turned it over, we scored. And when your 2 good teams are battling, that's usually the deciding factor. Now, you got to score when you get those turnovers. You can't kick field goals.
Coach, where you guys are now at this point in the season, I remember going in, you, Tom, kept stressing, it's a different year. You can't be complacent. What have you been seeing from this team all season? Have they been,
Oh, guys, our guys we're working as hard or more than we did last year. I think there's a better attention to detail because I think now they know what's at stake. Games in September and October mean something when it gets to December and January. And you start talking about home field advantage and all the things that we learned about last year for the first time. It's going to be different this year.
What did you see? You watched Wirfs line up against Mack and those guys last Sunday.
Oh, I thought our offensive line played outstanding last week, and especially Tristan. He's had a Pro Bowl year so far, knock on wood, and I think all 5 of those guys, plus the tight ends, you don't run for 180 yards and not have a hell of a job up front.
You had so many good returns from injury, guys coming out to practice today. We saw Antonio with a crutch as he watched the practice. Is it something where he could be back for Washington after the bye week?
Shoot, that injury, who knows? That one It could be then. It could be a long time. I mean, it's just wait and see how the foot. He's still on a crutch, so
Can you shed more in terms of what he's dealing with?
it's still considered an ankle sprain, but it's around his heel.
Anything else?
All right, thanks, guys.